right. Well, welcome to a special one shot from our Lich War tabletop campaign. And I am joined tonight by my good friend DM Popeitine, also known as Matthew, who is also known as Sir Reginald.
That is
So,
right.
good evening, sir. How are you?
I am doing all right.
Okay.
Nervous. Never been to hell. Never been to hell before in a D&D game. So this will be exciting.
That's a word. That's a word you could use for sure.
Well, it'll be terrifying as well, but
Well,
exciting.
a little bit of confession because I've always been a huge fan of D&D's interpretation of hell because it kind of like picks and chooses like a lot of great mythology from all kinds of places. A little bit of
Mhm.
Dante's, a little bit of Catholicism, a little bit of modern mythology about it, and I have not like since I've been in 5e, I haven't done much with hell, but it's actually out of respect. Like I don't want to mess it up. But I will say that Wizards of the Coast has done a pretty good job of fleshing out hell, and of course, I'm going to put my own twist on it. But when you let me give some context to anybody who might be watching. So, Lich War is, like I said, a tabletop campaign that we're all playing, and we're about 10 sessions in, and a lot of these are characters that were in our Curse of Strahd campaign that got affected by the dark powers, and they defeated Strahd, but they were all sort of changed by that interaction in Barovia. And why don't you just take a minute and tell us about Sir Reginald, and tell us like who he is, what he went through in Barovia, how we got here, all the way up until sort of the end of the last session, because I'm going to recap that.
Yeah.
But let's, if anybody's watching who maybe doesn't know all that backstory, maybe just take a couple minutes and walk us through that.
Yeah. So Lord Reginald Walden, or Sir Reginald, as we kind of have dubbed him throughout the campaign, he was a what I like to call an investigator in his home city, which I looked everywhere, and forgive me, I do not remember the name of the city that I made up for it. But he lives in a city basically kind of, I would say, a little bit like Sigil, how there is monsters and everything that lives there, but they kind of live in harmony with every people, and that's due to people obeying the law. So like beholders and I wouldn't say liches, but evil kind of beings living in harmony with in harmony, I guess, quote unquote. But that's due to the laws and due to the investigators that are there, which Reginald was one. And I guess skip a couple of forward a little bit, and Reginald found himself in Barovia, entering in the mists, and through that campaign, he really felt that he had to forsake his investigator code in order to live, or not live, but I guess live, but also in order to defeat Strahd. And I guess the pinnacle moment of that was when he drank demon's blood on top of the mountain right before we went into, I think, not the brass, the
Amber Temple.
yeah, the Amber Temple right before we went in. And then, I got a whole bunch of other dark powers after that. But that's what, if you can see from my image, that's why he has a bit of a demon arm there. And so after that, he accepted more dark powers. He lost his vision. Well, not lost his vision, but lost his eyes in order to gain a permanent mind blank spell, gain some bone wings, and also gain the ability to summon 2 hellhounds, which he named Hans and Franz. I don't do that too much because if I do summon them, then I have to only speak Infernal, which, tonight I could do that because I'm sure everybody speaks Infernal. But yeah, so, and then after, we skipped through that, kept going through our campaign, and we eventually got to Strahd. We eventually killed him. And then Reginald kind of did a, Irish goodbye, as it were, with the party, kind of just killed Strahd, like stuck a staff in Strahd and dipped out as Shavin, our sorcerer, cut his head off. And I'm pretty sure Cedric burned him alive too, or not alive, but burned him. And we were basically, we made sure we double tapped Strahd to make sure he was done. But yeah, and then after that, Reginald went seeking help. So he sought help from the abbot that was in Barovia, found out that he wasn't there anymore because we had found out he was a angel. And so then after that, he went seeking aid from heaven, any of the celestial planes he could get his hands on.
Because he had taken on so many dark gifts through that campaign. He had sacrificed so much and swapped out body parts and drank demon blood and did all these things. And so did you seek out the celestial planes because you were trying to free yourself of all those curses you had willingly taken on to defeat Strahd?
Exactly. Yeah. He was trying to do that so he could get free, free his physical body, but also hopefully free his own soul for, because he knows he's a human, he's mortal, he's going to die. He doesn't want to have all these dark powers, and he wants to try and do good in the world. And so, he went to the celestial planes and no one would see him, no celestial would. And so he sought a different path. And that was to go to down to hell, basically, and beseech one of the devils. And on his way down there, he traveled through the river Styx and found himself in the abyss. And the abyss, just hordes and hordes of demons coming after him. He survived for a little while down there, just fighting them off, fending them off, and then eventually ran out of ammo for his guns. Yes, he's a gunslinger. I should have mentioned that probably in the beginning. Ran out of ammo for his guns, was able to use the sword he had at that point to kind of fend off a little bit more, but eventually became overwhelmed, and a unlikely ally, a savior, came to him, and that.
You just stopped talking. You might have muted yourself.
Sorry.
So then you said the savior, and that was the last thing.
Yeah, the savior was Zariel, the lady of the first layer of hell, came to him and basically let him know that if he would pledge himself to her, get her 1,000 souls, he would be able to be saved. And from that moment, and so he said yes. He'd already made enough dark deals. What's one more, Well,
she had specifically said that, your soul or 1,000 souls, right?
Yes, exactly.
I'll get you 1,000 souls. And she says, and then she saved you and got you out of the abyss and back to the prime material plane. But what happened to you mechanically from that? Did your class?
Yes. So I was kind of I was a cleric of the Forge, which made sense for being a gunslinger. I didn't worship my guns, but I guess, I was so devoted to my craft. That I became a cleric, and that kind of washed away, and I became a warlock with a unique spin on a subclass, which I called the, I think it was the servant of the nine is what I called it. Mm-hmm. And basically just serving one of the demon, there is a fiend, patron, but I didn't see that would fit well with what I was trying to do, which was get souls. So I basically made my own kind of subclass, which was a servant of the nine, where when I killed somebody, if they actually had a soul, I would create a soul coin from that moment. And I could pay that soul coin to Zariel and gain, a buff for that. Yep. After that, there's a little bit of time in between there where I was, helping in the blood war, helping on the primary material plane, just killing people, getting souls. I guess it mattered to Reginald, it mattered who it would be. He didn't try to kill like innocent people or anything like that. He tried to kill people who were, doing wrong. But then the moment came when he was summoned and teleported to Zastam, and I forget the city. Eltabar. So he was summoned before Zastam and Eltabar, who basically told all of our party, and I was summoned with three, I guess two of the original members that I knew, Cedric and Shavin, and then Desmond, who I didn't really know, but he was a part of the original party. Funny enough, me and our another player, Cody, who you guys have heard before, he died alongside my other character, and that's when Reginald and a new character came in Barovia. But I never met Desmond, and then we had two other characters, which were, Guy, played by our friend Bob, and Hamzin, played by our friend Beth. Mm-hmm. And then Shavin and Cedric. Shavin would be DM Mike, and Cedric is DM Osborne. Yep. So we all got summoned there, and basically he told us that we needed to basically told us we needed to get some stuff from him. He needed our help in order to stop Vecna, who we had inevitably released from when we were in Barovia. When Shavin basically got his dark power, it released Vecna on the world. And so basically Zastam told us that we'd released him. So now it is, well, basically we needed to help him stop him. But before we could do that, he wanted to first Gaius us. So basically we would follow what he told us to do. And this was 2nd edition Gaius, not 5th edition. So, if we did bad things, we would die. And then he also said that we need to prove our worth. And so he split our souls into 8 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
8 pieces, one for each of the other wizards of Thay, the kind of the councils,
the Zolkirs.
The Zolkirs. And so each one of them got a piece of our soul shards. And our mission was just at that point to go to each one of them individually but kind of do whatever they needed us to do to get our
prove your worth, to get your souls. And once those soul shards were all reassembled, then you have your soul back, but then you've proven to Zastam you're a worthy ally to serve him directly. Exactly. And he had told you that the reason you were summoned was because his Zolkir of divination, Yaffle, had seen that you all were tied in different ways to Vecna. And the reason it's called Lich War is because Zastam's a Lich and Vecna's a Lich. And Zastam has the hand of Vecna, and Vecna obviously wants it back. He doesn't have it, but it's like he has it stored somewhere. And so that's been the campaign up to this point. A lot of other crazy stuff's happened. But I think you've done a good job of bringing everybody kind of up to speed on your situation, right? And then I want to bring go ahead.
I was going to say, at one point, just to give everyone a glimpse at how crazy it's been, I did at one point put the Eye of Vecna in my eye.
It's been bonkers. Been an awesome campaign, a lot of fun to DM it, and I hope it's been a lot of fun to play it.
Oh, yeah.
So let's bring everybody up to speed on why we're doing this one shot and why we're doing it the way we are. And I want to be clear, it is a one shot in every definition of the word. This could be Reginald's last venture.
Yep, I know.
That's because he's made some choices that I love from a story standpoint, from an arc standpoint, but choices have consequences, or at least they should. And these choices, I'll just recap what kind of happened at the end of last session. At the end of last session, the party was summoned to Zastam's throne room. And while there, Vecna attacked through one of the Zolkirs that was serving him. She exploded, opening a portal directly from the abyss, and 3 extremely powerful demon princes attacked Zastam. They were able to actually entrap him using a large portion of their power. And but then the party swept in and had a pretty epic battle with them in their weakened state, but still they were very difficult. They almost killed the party, but y'all won and got Zastam free, and then Zastam finished them off because they weren't completely done, and then basically decreed that you had proved by helping him and him seeing you in combat like that you were worthy of your soul shards. And so tomorrow there's going to be an assembly of the Zolkirs where he's said he's going to make them give you the rest of your soul shards. But there were these 3 magic items, very powerful artifacts that those demon princes dropped. One of them was a crown, one of them was a gun, and then one of them was a scale. And the gun captures souls when it kills people, and the crown essentially, and it does a bunch of stuff, but I'm summarizing it can control others and is a very powerful symbol. And then the scales, if you put something on one scale, it creates soul coins on the other scale that are equal to the worth of whatever item you put on there. Yep. And so really powerful artifacts, but obviously cursed artifacts because they're from demons. So Zastam had told all of you, hey, take it to the Temple of Kossith and have the high priest there purify them, because his flames can purify curses out of items. It'll weaken them, but it'll decurse them basically. And so the party went to the Temple of Kossith at the end of last session, and you had High Priest Embrin, who was talking to the party. You had Cedric, our warrior, who's sort of a flame-based warrior who is all about Kossith. He loves this whole thing. They think he might be this destined warrior, so he's very enraptured talking to Imbrin. And then you have Shavan, his closest companion at his side, a very powerful sorcerer. You had Guy, the cleric, a knowledge cleric of Ogma, and then Desmond, who kind of the silent, strong warrior type. He was tormented by Strahd, so he's a little insulated sometimes. And then you and you had the gun, and then Cedric turned to you as he went to talk to High Priest Imbrin. He said, "Hey, hold the crown," and he handed you the crown. And then he had this whole interaction with High Priest Imbrin.
Yep.
But you, Reginald, in that moment, decided to do something. Yep. What is it you decided to do?
So after seeing kind of, I'm basically what I'm assuming when we had those items, we felt the power that they could give us. And so after feeling the power of the gun, which gave me access to basically collect soul coins by killing people, and it was more than I would be able to collect on my own with my, basically my subclass that I had, or as I could collect souls. So I was like, all right, well, that's really awesome. So, and then the crown, which made somebody much more charismatic, gives them a charisma score of 20, which is, something really, really good. And basically made me feel like Reginald felt, holding those two items in his hand, he felt that with these two items, this might be enough to free me of my servitude to Zariel and become whole again, maybe not get rid of the dark gifts. Maybe I'll still have the dark gifts. Maybe I'll still have the demon arm, but at least I'll be free of this contract that I'm under. And then that way I can be a whole, basically be who I am, just 100% come back to my true self.
Okay. So you took those items and kind of turned around. And as you started to leave the temple, stepping from the shadows, came the party's rogue. I don't know why it's cutting her off like that. Shouldn't have. Oh, I guess I misplaced the top of her head's cut off. Sorry, Beth. So it was Tamsin, the tiefling rogue of the group, and she had said to you, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, don't do this. Like, and she was whispering. She wasn't like calling you out in front of the group. And do you remember what you had told her?
I told her that I needed to leave. Like, I told her, hey, basically I need to leave with these items. I can free myself from my curse, or not my curse, but free myself from my pact. And then I can come back and help you and be stronger and be a better, a better ally for all of us, and assisting us to stop Vecna, basically to stop Vecna, like to get him and kill him. And so I basically told her that, and she kind of, it seemed like she was, like hesitant. And I just said, are you going to stand in my way? And I said that, like, I think twice. And then she just eventually relented and just stepped aside.
Yeah.
And I left.
Yeah. So so we're going to pick up from there and directly after there.
Okay.
And so you walk out of the temple. At a certain point, your instincts kind of kick in and say, better walk a little faster. It's not going to take them too long to realize what happened, and they're definitely going to come for me, right? And so as you were walking out too, you saw the Zolkir of Invocation, Inferius and his entourage coming, and you just sort of smoothly stepped aside. Actually, let's make it a roll. I'm curious how that would have played out. When I was prepping this, I thought about that, but we didn't. So let's give me just a DC 15 stealth roll.
Okay, so I don't have to, like, if I just roll, that's what I just do,
forward,
right?
yeah, /R, and then 1d20 or plus whatever. And
oh, okay, I see. All right. And then it's D20 plus, like I just do actual plus.
Yeah, so you just /R 1d20 plus whatever the modifier is.
Sorry, what do you want me to roll again?
So I want you to beat a 15 stealth. No, it's a stealth.
Oh, stealth. Oh, okay.
And you have disadvantage at that. So
yeah,
let's roll a d20 twice and see what the lower of the two
so
is.
Here's the first one. Woo! Wow, nat 20 for the first roll.
Well, you rolled a d20. You got to do one d20.
Oh, I get it now. I see.
Got excited.
I did. Here we go.
Takes it a second sometimes. I don't know why. I feel like it should be faster than that, but okay.
I'll type out the next one so it's ready.
Weird that we're getting a pause on this. Wonder if I do it, if it'll pause. Probably make it all go slower. That worked for me. Try it again.
Yeah. There we go. So that's the first one.
Okay, 18. So that's good.
It's a 12d20. Wow, look at that.
Damn, good roll. All right, so stealth's not normally your forte, but you see Inferius coming, and you figure an interaction with him might slow you down a little much, and so you just sort of, slid off to the side and hid behind a pillar, and he was none the wiser that you were ever there. And then he goes in the room and does his thing, and then you manage to get outside the temple. And when you step outside the temple, it's kind of on your mind to how am I going to get to how am I going to get to Zariel? Should I just talk to her? That doesn't usually work.
I was actually going to try and talk to Mephistopheles.
Interesting. Okay. You want to do that here, or you want to go?
Yeah. So as I'm walking, I guess at this moment I'm in full, I've got a hide mode. I know they can't track me, but I know they could track, the items on me,
right?
So basically I'm taking my bag of holding and I'm stuffing all of the things I can put in there. I can't put my my last rights gun in there, but I can definitely put my pistols and all my other stuff in there. So I put everything I can in there. And then as I'm doing that, I'm just going to say, Mephistopheles, are you watching right now? Hello? I know you said
good.
Yeah, I know you said you wouldn't be watching all the time or listening or anything, but I guess no, because if I remember correctly, he can't hear me, right? He can't hear what's going on.
Are you saying it out loud? Or are you thinking?
No, I'm saying it in my mind. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You've just never tried it before. You don't know. Okay.
I'll think that in my mind.
Okay.
And I'll wait a couple minutes before I start.
Let's give me a persuasion roll.
Ooh, I do not have that. Do you have me to do a disadvantage as well? Or
yeah, we're gonna keep the rules flowing. Of course you roll a crit. Wow. If you have an inspiration, you can burn it and take the crit.
Ooh, I think I have one.
Did you roll 2 nat 20s? No,
that was the first one. Remember, it was that D20 plus. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
So let me check just real quick. I think I have one, so it might be best to just use it. Yeah, I've got 3 total so far, so I'm just gonna use one right now. Why not?
Take the nat 20. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, I was super curious how the heck you were gonna do this. So you whisper in your head, hey, I know you're sometimes watching, sometimes not. You kind of know the situation, man. What do you say? What do you?
I just basically, I need your help. I need to get to Avernus, and I know that you probably can't teleport me there, but I'm sure you know possibly ways to get there from where I am. Portals, back doors, any kind of information that you can give me. I can also seek out a wizard here. I'm sure there's somebody who can plane shift me down there, but please just if you've got any information, that'd be great. You are in my head after all.
So you do that, and with a nat 20, I'm just gonna cut through a lot of the extra stuff. You hear in a little trash can in this alley you're hiding in, you hear this like vibrating.
Oh, all right. I go over to that trash can and I open the lid.
Okay. So when you open the lid, this sort of orange light spills out, and you almost have to turn away for a second, but then you realize that your eyes really can't get hurt by light.
Yeah.
So you kind of just stare at it, and what you see laying on top of the trash can glowing is this object.
I'm guessing I've never seen anything like this before. Oh, I think I know what this is. I think I know what this is. Reginald does not. Okay, so Reginald, I guess he'll pick it up.
So when you pick it up, you know how when you get that feeling of deja vu,
Yeah.
kind of that like I've done this before. You get this overwhelming sense of deja vu. Like it's almost like as soon as your eyes rest on this cube, you know how to turn it in a certain configuration.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna just turn it in a certain configuration, and as I'm doing that, I'm being like, "Are you putting thoughts in my head now? This is kind of just fucked up, man."
You don't hear a response, but as you turn the squares different direction, because they do, they literally turn and split and go different
Mhm.
directions. Um, the the cube literally springs outward, and you drop it on the ground. And as you drop it on the ground, it starts to shake, and that orange light just comes spilling out of it, and your vision, it does actually blind for a moment, and you watch as Thay sort of falls away,
Oh gosh.
and you're in a chamber.
Oh gosh.
And the crazy thing is, you have been in this chamber before.
Which chamber is this?
This is the chamber that you used to find the river Styx after
Oh,
you had
okay.
gone to the celestial plains.
Oof.
This is,
Okay.
you know this to be a cave that's connected to those different points.
Okay. In this moment, I would at that, now that I know that I'm like I'm not, maybe I'm like playing away from the party, so I'm going to take out all of my equipment, and I'm going to actually take out my gun and just have it ready, because I know that this can be a very dangerous place.
Okay. All right. So
And
yeah.
I'll continue kind of going the same path that I took before, down
To the
into this
river
cavern.
Styx.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so you walk for probably about half an hour, 45 minutes. It's a very lonely place. The cavern is, if you look up higher where there's some walkways and tunnels and stairways and stuff,
Mhm.
you see this beautiful light. But you're not going that direction.
Nope.
You're going down.
I am going down.
And as you go down further and further, it gets warmer. The air gets a little stuffier. This sense of forebodance sort of settles over you. But even as you get deeper and deeper into this cave and it gets darker and darker, your eyes, which are the eyes of Mephistopheles, pierce straight through the darkness.
Yeah.
And you are fine. You find your way, and eventually the cave opens, and you are standing in front of this sort of pulsating portal of energy.
Okay. And this is a portal I went through before.
It's interesting because it's not the exact same one,
Okay.
but it's similar, and it was on the same path that you took last time.
Okay.
But it looks and feels slightly different.
All right. If I was Desmond, I'd be a little scared of this, but I'm not. So I don't care. I'm going right through.
Okay. So as you step through this portal, you need to give me a Constitution save of 15.
All right. Let me get my saves up. I know I have proficiency with that one. So that's 7. Man, geez, this is insane. I'm just rolling normal. I'm pretty sure.
Doing great, yeah. So you step through the portal, and for a split second, it's like every atom in your body is just ripped apart and put back together over the course of what feels like minutes. But you somehow manage to just keep yourself together, keep your wits about you, and the portal does not harm you.
Okay.
but it does dump you out into the side of a river where a robed figure sits or stands with a paddle in these sort of black viscous waters, and it's like he's waiting on you.
Right. Does he? I mean, is he giant like that, or is he kind of
Oh
just?
yeah, he's massive.
Okay. I will swim on over to the boat, or I guess
You don't have to swim.
just.
It's like
Oh, he's just right.
he's like right there. Like you
Oh,
sort
okay.
of like you're like on your knees, and you look up, and you're in a cave, kind of like before, but it's different. It's more gray. It's chillier instead of warm.
Okay.
And you have this like, and there's like ravens flying around and bats flying around, and then there's these viscous sort of black waters that are very close to your face actually, because you're on your knees on the edge and of this rock.
Okay.
And then you look up and see kind of this figure here on this boat.
Well, I've been here before. I'll board the boat.
Uh,
I guess I've been here before. I'm just.
you
Or was
have.
it? Yeah. So if
Yep.
is there?
Go ahead and give me an insight roll. Try to
Okay.
beat a 13.
Ooh, I got insight. Smart guy. Okay. Jeez.
Doing good, man.
This thing just loves me.
So you're like, okay, yeah, you're here for me. You start to step on the boat, and then you stop, and you realize that you should not try to get on that boat without paying the ferryman's toll.
Oh, right. Okay. Do I know what the toll is?
You have paid it before. It is 2 coins.
All right. I will pull out 2 coins from my bag and I guess hand it to the ferryman.
Yeah, so he holds his massive skeletal hand out, and you place these 2 coins in his hands. He closes it, and then he steps aside. And when he steps aside, you realize there's another figure on the boat. A very small, like slightly built woman wearing very humble clothes, nothing fancy. She has no weapons. Little knapsack to her side. Her face looks a little scratched up and bloody.
I look at her and I just say, first time. That's a question.
She give me I'm gonna have you roll a persuasion roll just to see, not that you're trying to persuade her of anything, but think of it as a charisma check. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, it's be a +2 no matter what. So
cool.
So here's my first one. Man, geez. Now here's where it's gonna screw it. It's gonna be bad. This is where it's gonna happen. There it is.
So all right, so she when you say that, she actually starts crying, and she just kind of puts her face in her hands, and she's just like crying her eyes out, and she's like, I'm not even sure where Kia is. Do you know?
From her saying that, do I need to roll an insight check, or is she dead?
Give me an insight.
Okay. I guess she's not dead right now, like in front of me, but like she's possibly not of this. Not
18.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, man, she looks a little pale, but otherwise looks alive. But you know where you are right now. That may not mean anything. Do you have a history or religion?
I do not. I'm not the most smart. I'm not the smartest person.
Yeah. If you had a little bit of study, there's more I could tell you. But what she does look like is a human woman, probably a peasant. And she looks extremely sad and confused.
Well, the guys waved me through, so I'll step onto the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just ask her. I'll just say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive. I guess to answer your question, you're on the river Styx, my dear.
I take no offense, my lord. I'm sorry. I'm just so scared, and I was afraid you would say something like that. I woke up on the shores, and I had this pouch that had a few things in it, and there were 2 coins, and then he met me, and I somehow knew to give him those coins. I think that I might be dead.
I think you're dead too. And I do not know where you're bound, but hopefully it is a good place.
You're very kind, my lord. My name is Melissa.
Good to meet you, Melissa. I am Reginald. Well, Sir Reginald, if you want.
She actually stands up, as the boat's now kind of pushing away from the shore. And the ferryman doesn't seem to be paying y'all any mind. He's just doing his job.
Yeah.
But she actually stands up and like goes to curtsy, but then as she goes to curtsy, she starts to fall because of the boat.
Try and catch her.
Okay. Give me a dexterity, acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics. Who's that? 15.
Okay. So yeah, so right as she starts to fall off the edge of the boat, you just sort of like, and like catch her. And she feels very solid in your hands. Like she doesn't feel like a ghost or anything. She feels like a person, she's just this tiny girl though, and you pull her back. She's like, oh, thank you. Though I guess if I'm dead, then what would it matter if I drowned in the river?
I wouldn't want to go in those waters. I'm sure of that. I've seen some things in my day, and magical black waters is probably the worst thing you could go into right now, even if you are dead.
And it's funny because when you say that, the ferryman actually gives a somber nod to what you're saying, and the two of you turn and look at the water, and you see under the surface what look to be figures, faces, occasionally a very pale hand or two, sort of writhing right underneath the surface of the water.
I imagine that those are possibly lost souls, and to go in would make yourself lost as well.
My brother is studying to be a cleric, and he told me that in the river Styx lie the people that could not pay the ferryman but tried to swim to their destination, and some that have fallen off the boat. And if it hadn't been for you, that would have been me.
Well, I'm glad that I was able to help, and glad I was here at the right time. Would have been 10 minutes later, I'm sure you would have felt it. Just trying to do a little joke there, I guess. Trying to make her laugh a little bit.
Give me a persuasion with advantage.
Ooh, so it's just a straight roll.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Well, you did just save her, so I think she'd be...
All right. Back on top.
All right. She does actually laugh a little bit, and she goes, being dead doesn't really feel like being dead. I just don't feel very hungry or thirsty anymore.
Did you serve any sort of church, or were you a cleric yourself? Did you believe in anything?
I believe in the gods, and I pray to them. My family, we would pray to the different gods, Lathander, and sometimes we would even pray to Malil and sing some of her hymns. But I'm no cleric. I'm pretty good at singing, and she almost gets a little embarrassed. She's like, and I like to dance. Besides that, I just help my family around our farm. Well, I don't remember dying is the strangest thing.
I'm sure that's a good thing to omit from your memory after you die. If I remember when I died, I wouldn't want to know exactly how it happened. Over and over replaying it in my mind, how I could have stopped it. drive me mad.
Aren't you dead now?
No, I am here on business.
Business? What? I'm so sorry, my lord. I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, my dear, I gotta kind of show her my demon arm, and I don't show her, like, I don't take my blindfold off, but I point to my eyes, and I'm just like, I have some dark gifts that I'm trying to get rid of, and let's just say that I made a not so great deal with a devil, and now I'm trying to pay back all of that debt so I can once be free again of my deal.
When you say deal, give me a perception check.
Okay. Gosh, she made a deal, didn't she? 15.
Good. As soon as you say deal, like she actually like puts her hand to her mouth and like she gets this look of like remembrance on her face. She goes, I remember how I got here now.
You made a deal with the devil, didn't you?
My brother was so sick, and even the high cleric of our village said that there was nothing that could be done. And I just asked anyone who was listening to save him. And a voice told me that if I took my own life, then his would be spared. And so I did it. I did this to myself. And then she just starts crying again.
I commend you for doing what you did for your brother. That was a very noble thing. You are talking to a man who has done very similar things in your situation, but for sometimes a little bit less than saving a brother. It was, just trying to kill a man. Very evil man, mind you, but I don't know if it was actually righteous of me to do what I did.
I don't know if it was righteous of what I did either. I just knew I had to do it.
Man, I want to try something, but I don't. I guess I don't have religion or anything, but is there any way that I would know that if she has made a deal with the devil, there's no way to break that, right? Like, other than killing the devil. Or
roll a religion check at disadvantage.
Okay, it's a straight roll.
You got enough to. Okay. Oh, you had a disadvantage. That's right.
That's not too bad.
Not bad. So you actually know that there's a lot that goes into deals with devils. A signed contract or a in-person bond like you did with Zariel is very compulsory. Like you are going to have to follow it. That there are other deals that they are not as strict, but devils tend to want to collect what they are owed, right? Mm-hmm. And so you just don't know because you don't know how she made the deal.
Yeah. Did you sign a contract, Melissa, or talk to the devil in person?
I don't remember either of those things. I remember someone came to me in my dreams, and it was so convincing. Like I knew that if I did what he said, then I would save my brother. And that's why I did it. Let me give a little check for her real fast. I know his name started with a B, but I don't remember any of those other things.
Yeah, I don't know many demon name or devil names, so I can't help you there. I mean, I'm sure there's the big one, Beelzebub, but I don't know if that's I could think of a lot of B names. I guess what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm not very intelligent.
Well, I'm no scholar myself, and she kind of like laughs, you know. And you guys make good conversation, man. You guys actually, she seems really down to earth and like not a very haughty or prideful kind of person. She asks a lot about you. She asks about, she listens when you talk about your past and Barovia and all that, but she kind of wants to know about where you were raised and about your dad and about, she can't believe the stories you tell about how monsters and men live side by side. And she asks you questions like about, were you ever scared? And hours stretch on, man. And you guys have actually really good conversations. And the ferryman just keeps going. And eventually, after about a day, you get extremely thirsty. Like it's been creeping up on you this whole time, but you're kind of enraptured by conversation with her. But you slept for a little bit, but it wasn't very restful. And you woke up and she's just still sitting there looking out over the waters. But eventually thirst really starts to overtake you.
I mean, do I have my bag? I mean, I have my adventurers kit. I have water skins, so I'll check those.
Yeah. You have water in some of your water skins.
I will take a drink of some water.
Okay.
I'm so scared.
So you drink the water. Give me a DC 12 Constitution save.
Oof. I'm good.
You spit it out. Before you swallow it, you just realize this water is bad, but there's something tepid and disgusting about it. And that makes you think, oh, let me check my rations too. And you look in your rations and there's actually like maggots in your rations.
Okay. Mr. Ferryman, you got any water? I'm a little thirsty here.
You know, he doesn't even look at you. But as soon as you say that, Melissa goes, I have water. And she reaches in her bag and she pulls out a flagon of water and or a skin of water and a little mesh bag filled with like nuts and dried fruits. And she goes, I think my family buried me with this bag. And maybe that's why it was able to come with me here. I hope it's okay. I'm not thirsty or hungry. And she hands you the nuts and the water.
That's very kind of you, Melissa. And I'll drink a little bit of like just enough to sate my thirst for now, and then I'll have like a couple bites of the nuts and berries. And I mean, Reginald doesn't know too much about death. I mean, he's assuming that she doesn't need to eat, but he doesn't want to be rude and like take everything.
For sure. So you get a little bit of that water down, and actually it tastes really sweet. Good. It doesn't taste bad like yours did. And then the nuts, they're a little stale, but they're not bad or moldy or any of that stuff. And she actually smiles when she sees that you're like enjoying it, you know. And you guys go on for a long time, man. Like when you came here before, the trip was short.
Yeah.
But this trip seems to take a very long time. And y'all occasionally pick up conversation, but you feel like after a while, you've learned a lot about her. She grew up in a small, sort of nameless village southeast of Am in Faerun. Her family, they were just wheat farmers, and her dad was a huntsman as well as being a farmer. Her mom was a very heavy-set woman that had a lot of children, and they have a big family. And her brother is somebody she deeply loved, her younger brother, and he was studying to become a cleric and then contracted this illness, and you know the rest of the story. But has no children. She never got married. She was getting to that age, and her mom would tease her, but it just never happened. And she recognized, at least in her thinking, that I don't really have anything to offer the world outside of being a farmer's wife, but my brother could go on and save people and heal people and do great good in the world. And so in her thinking, there was no comparison. Like his life was worth more than hers. And that's why she made the sacrifice that she made. But you learn this over the course of a long time. So
during that time, after she's kind of told me about her life and everything, Reginald knows that there could be a contract and there could be something involved, but there's no set in stone in his mind yet that this is like binding, because I know like, oh, if it's a contract or if it's in person, it's it's binding, but there might be some leniency if it's not directly in person or something like that. So yeah, I guess why not? He's gonna, let me make sure I have this item right, and I guess I don't, but so he's gonna take that tier from the angel that he got in Mephistopheles Casino, and he's going to, she said to break it, right? Or she said to just speak into it.
So I'm trying to remember because that was a few sessions ago.
It was basically something that I could, if I have proven myself worthy to go to Celestia and be, not go to the hell, that I would be able to, contact her with it.
So if I remember it correctly, she was saying that by having that, she would know, and that she would keep her eye out for you in that regard. It does occur to you where you are in the planar system, you're probably the most far away from a being like that you could be. And so you could break it. It occurs to you, you might be risking destroying the object without getting any benefit from it if you do it where you are.
Okay.
But if you want to take that risk, then let's do this.
Man. You know what? Yeah. He's gonna, I guess, step away from her for a moment, just like look out at the water on the other side, and he's gonna bring it up to his mouth and just say, if you can hear me, I don't want redemption for myself in this moment. I want redemption for Melissa on the boat to the river Styx. She made a deal, one to save her brother. I don't know if it was a contract, and I don't know if it was in person. But if there's a chance that you could save her, please do so. And that will be the last thing you hear from me. Smash it.
Okay. So when you smash it, it explodes in sort of this like cascade of like diamond dust and a little bit of a light kind of, and the light actually does kind of blind you for a second. You actually have to turn away and squint at it. And the ferryman starts to laugh. And he just sort of shakes his head like, I can't believe you just did that.
Oh.
And I will give you an inspiration there because that was beautiful.
Yeah, I'll just say, well, you can laugh all you want, ferryman, but it was worth a try. You heard her story as much as I did.
The ferryman says, I have heard many stories. Hers is a sad tale, but yours seems to be sadder yet.
And then Reginald just is just like, fuck you, ferryman.
So the journey goes on for some hours more.
Okay.
And eventually the river Styx leads into this sort of not chamber, but like archway.
Yeah.
And you hear like this roaring sound from in there.
Oh no.
And
it's a big dog.
You want to keep going, or you want to take a quick bio break before we go to the next part?
Sure, if you want. I mean, I'm fine, but if you want to take
cool. I am too. I'm fine.
Okay.
So
I'm just worried about what we hear. I hear barking. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a big dog.
So you not barking, you hear like a
roar.
It's like a rumbling. I shouldn't have said a roar.
Okay.
It's like a rumbling almost.
Okay. So no surprise.
So you guys go through this chamber, and when you go through the chamber, you're no longer on the river or on the boat. You're on another shore. And you look behind you, there's demons on the other side, or devils, I should say. And you look behind you, and there's a wall. And hold on just a second.
Gosh. Okay.
The one on the horse says,
The woman, the one our Lord sent us to find. Fetch her for him.
and he sniffs the air.
He has the stench of Zariel. Leave him be, but bring her to me.
And the others start to scramble towards you.
Oh gosh. Okay. Gosh dang it, John. Oh, I want to be heroic, but I don't want to die. How big are these guys? I guess.
I mean, he's on like a nightmare horse, and then they're like, you know, medium or whatever.
Okay. In my mind, I guess inciting wise, I think I can take these guys?
I mean, you can roll an insight, bud.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Let's just see. If I might be able to like basically I'm trying to size them up, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not making any aggressive stance or anything at this point, but
So, all right. So, you think you might be able to take them?
I guess does it occur to me like if I take them, like I can kill them. Great, good job. You know, good job, Reginald. And I believe I could kill them because you know I'm Reginald. But I mean, I'm trying to think about my end game. Is there like the boat's not behind me anymore?
No, it's you and her on
no
this
leaving
rocky shore. There's a wall behind you.
So honestly, I don't think that there's a way that even if I save her, like I can take her with me, but she's still going to be hunted down by the devil. And it might just be better for her to go now. So I guess I'll step. Yeah, I guess I have to. I'll step aside. And okay. if she seems like she's resisting, I'm gonna at that point do kind of the gunslinger thing and just pull out my guns and just start shooting.
Okay. So they start to advance across this little bridge towards her.
I'll look at her and just say,
she has this look of panic in her face.
It's best to just go with them. I'm sorry, Melissa, but I don't think there's anything I can do for you in this moment.
Sir Reginald, please don't let them take me. I'm so scared. Just do what he would do, bro.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So I'm gonna do just like look at her and just shake. I'm gonna look at her so they can't see what I do. I'm gonna wink. I'm gonna do a little wink, and then I'm gonna say, "I'm sorry. I can't be loud. I can't help you." And I'll step like away, like as far away as I can get from.
Okay.
Because I know I can shoot him no matter what I am. So
Okay. Let's go to roll 20.
okay. Oh my gosh. This is where Sir Reginald dies. All of your prep will end in this moment, John, because Sir Reginald will be dead. Oh, you knew I was going to do this.
So they're on this little bridge coming across. Or no, excuse me, they're here. It's not a bridge. One like hops on the middle. And this guy's over here. So you can move yourself wherever you want to move.
Okay. I will. Yes. I just hold on. Is there something I have to click to move my person?
So if you click on him, it should. Oh, I didn't. You weren't. Sorry, let me assign him to you.
Oh, no worries.
For some reason, Popeitine is not showing as an image. I'll figure it out. Oh, there you are. Okay, should allow you to control it now.
All right. So I will. Is this like, I'm going to move back. So is this thing right here, is that like a wall?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess in this moment, I guess it's like, is it like my turn? Kind of, so I'll move my movement and then they'll do again.
I kind of, yeah, we'll roll initiative in a second, but show me your positioning.
So I'll go, if I just go north, is this like difficult terrain?
No. Oh,
okay.
That right directly north of you is,
yeah. Okay, so I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll go there.
Okay. Yeah, and then she's just kind of like panicking, taking a step back, you know.
Then at this moment, I will engage the devils.
Let's roll initiative.
Oh gosh! All right, everybody. I hope you're ready to see my gunslinger initiative. Oh, that was terrible.
You're gonna bring the big numbers, boy.
I mean, I really wish I would have gotten a, the 19 or 20 on that one.
Okay, so let me see what their modifiers are. Okay. Okay. So the little guys roll a 17, and the big guy just rolls a 10.
Whew.
So looks like you rolled what, a 21?
Yes.
So you get a surprise round and you go first.
Perfect. Ooh, I like that. That's what I like. All right, so I will take a shot at that first guy in front.
Okay.
Do any of them look like they have like ranged weapons, or are they kind of all melee?
Looks like they all have melee.
Okay, so I will do a one attack. I'll just do both of my attacks to make it easy, so I can just.
He's got armor class of 14.
19 to hit, and yeah, so if I just can't roll a 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So 2 hits, and then I'll roll my damage, and then I'll remember that I'm a warlock next turn. So this is total damage. So it's both attacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, you fuck them up.
And then I will, on my bonus or my surprise round, I'm going to action surge. How does that first one look?
Really messed up.
Okay, I'll action surge on that surprise and attack him twice again. I'll attack him once and see if it kills him. So 17 more.
Okay. How's he go out?
So I guess 2 shots. I do I don't know what it is. It's like the 2 shots to the chest, 1 to the head.
Okay. Yeah. So you watch as this guy here on the left, he or guy in the middle. He's crawling, he's moving across, and all of a sudden just poof, 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 and literally just explodes and then falls over in the lava and drifts away. And
then I'll shoot that guy.
Okay, and then his companion is sitting there going like, "What did you do?" and like screaming.
It's a 30, and so I'll do my damage. What is his armor? It's also 14.
Same thing. Yep.
Okay. Here's the damage for that one. Oh, that was terrible. So 10 damage. So that was my surprise round. I used my bonus. I used my action surge too.
Okay. So it's his turn now, or it's his turn next. So he actually.
Well, don't I get my actual round now?
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. Yeah, you get your actual round now because that was the surprise round.
Now I'm gonna shoot him again.
Mhm.
Hopefully I'll kill him. So I will do, since I know it's 14. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my bonus action hex on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he is now hexed, which means I get an additional D6 of damage.
Okay.
And then I'll try and hit him, but I'm gonna do my sharpshooter, so it's less bonus to hit. But since I know he's, out of 14, I'm pretty sure I'll hit him. It's 8. That's the first one.
Okay.
And the second one is 15. So perfect. So 2 hits. So this is going to be a lot of damage. I love it. Let's see if this works. I've never done this. How far? So it's 12 plus an additional 20 or 10. No. I'm trying to think about this. So I did 2 shots. I get an additional 10 for each shot because it's sharp shot. So 30. Jeez. Okay, here we go. So that's 2d12 plus 2d6 for the hex, and plus 32 because it's 12 for the 2 shots, and then plus an initial 20.
Shit. How's it go out?
I guess it would be, I did 3 shots at him, so it was like the first round I hit him in the chest, and then I just go straight 2 in the eye holes.
Okay. Yeah, you just explode his ass.
And then I'll look at the other guy, and I'll just look at him, and I'll say, "Should we continue?"
Give me an intimidation roll.
Which I definitely don't have, so.
I'll give you advantage. You just killed 2 of his dudes. Really high, though. 16.
Did it go through? I got a 19. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there it is.
Okay. So 19?
Yeah.
Okay. So you what do you say exactly?
I just like the gun, there's the smoke's coming off my gun, and I just look over at him, and I'm just, shall I continue, or maybe it's time for you to leave?
Okay, so yeah, this creature just sort of kind of hisses at you.
I am the servant of Lord Bel. I am one of his Nazugong warriors. I will not be intimidated by a mortal, even one touched by Zariel. But I will retreat for now, and you will see what happens next.
Good idea.
So he turns and just sort of skitters off.
So at this moment, I guess I'll look over at Melissa, and I'll just be like, well, I kind of just signed my own death sentence. You can come with me, but I don't know if, I'm sure they're going to be back in far greater numbers.
Well, I certainly don't know what to do here.
Well, you're welcome to come with me. Just don't expect to stay out of his clutches for long. I can only protect you so much. Maybe there's something I can do to talk to Zariel. Maybe she can either take you in. It's not the best choice either, but I'm sure that Zariel would put you to work in a much better way than whoever that guy is.
She actually gives you a hug, man, and she's crying, and she says, "Thank you. I don't know what to say. Thank you."
Don't thank me yet. We're still in the bowels of hell. Once I get you safe somewhere, then please, you can thank me then.
I'll do everything you say.
Well, good. Follow behind me. I guess, is the guy, he just like disappeared, or did he like race off?
Oh, he's off. He
just dipped off. I really want to try and kill him though, so I could try and get that nightmare. Wouldn't that be cool if I showed up back next session like, hey guys, here's my nightmare.
Yep.
But I'll just go forward and I'll just start walking. I'll have my gun ready.
Okay.
Prepared for looking, just basically on alert at all times.
Okay. So you got your gun out, and you guys start moving through these catacombs, and I mean, hours pass. There's a few moments where there's like a split, and for some reason you feel strongly like your eyes almost keep darting towards one exit or the other, and you get the sense that maybe your eyes know the way.
And in my mind, I'll just say, I hope those weren't your cousins or anything, Mephistopheles.
No response. So hours pass, and eventually you find yourself on this sort of winding stairway that leads down to this giant chamber. But it's going to take you half an hour just to wind yourself down to where it is, and then it seems like there's a bigger tunnel that you feel like is the direction you should be headed.
Okay.
And give me a perception roll.
I can do that.
Beat a 14 if you can.
Oh, I can be a 14. If I don't roll lower than a 6. Or I guess a 5. Wow. Would you look at that? Man.
Want to burn an inspiration?
Yeah, I already got one for free, the freebie, so I'm gonna burn it because I don't want to. I mean, this is very important to be able to see what's going on. So
okay. So with that, you hear a little like rumbling, and you look up on one of the cliffs, and there's a creature about the size of a large cat or small dog. And sitting on this creature is an imp. And it's just sort of following behind you or above you, just sort of watching you.
Well, are you going to say anything, or are you just going to follow us creepily?
It just, like, as soon as you say that to it, and it just sort of like panics, like it can't believe you saw it. And then it like cracks that little whip, and the little thing starts to scurry away.
How far away is he?
It's within, I mean,
I got this 1200 feet range. So
yeah, not far enough if you decide you want to do something about it.
He looked like an imp, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna I don't like that he's running away. Yeah, I'm too worried about him being like a scout or something, so I'm gonna pop him twice.
Okay. All right, he's really small and agile, so his armor class is 16, not because it's like armor, but because just how hard he is to hit.
Yeah. So I'll shoot. I'm gonna shoot directly at him and see if at least if the first shot maybe I can kill him or not.
Okay. It's a hit.
I'm still concentrating on. I guess I'll just say I didn't do that. Hex. Forgot about that. So, geez, 24 damage.
Okay. You aiming for him or the
I'm aiming for him.
Okay. So yeah, you hit him, and he just sort of splats.
And then I'll shoot the cat.
Okay.
Basically, it's like a thing of like, I'll kill him, and if I can kill him, that might be good. But if I can kill them both, then the cat's not going to come back without its rider.
It's a hit.
Be like Zariel's like right hand man. Oh, geez.
Hey, the little creature it's on goes as well, just sort of splats.
For everybody watching, I do like cats. But it's a demon cat, so you know it's okay.
It's kind of a demon rat more than a cat, I guess.
Oh, good. All right, demon
size of a large cat. Okay, well that changes something that would have happened and probably to your favor, so that's good.
Good.
Let's hold on a second.
I'm too trigger happy.
All right, let's slide over to Roll20 again, and
Okay.
I'm going to move where you are.
That's a cool map. Whoa.
Yeah, so you find yourself kind of heading down into this chamber, and as you can see, you're kind of up on this cliff coming down, and there's this massive skeleton that's sort of in the lava, and its giant leg bones. The right one, it's coming up out of the lava.
Okay.
And it goes up about 30 feet and then down and then connects close to that exit. The other one, there's like a little bridge that sort of forms from the femur bone, but it's flat laying, but it puts you a little bit further away from the entrance. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you see where my mouse is?
Yeah.
So like right here, this goes up so like if you go down here, you can jump on this leg. It goes up in the air and then down at a pretty steep deal, but then it puts you pretty close to the exit. This one, if you jump across, it's pretty straightforward. This is laying flat, so it's not really a difficult thing to traverse.
Okay.
And then that would put you near this bridge where you could go across.
I want to ask you this because I don't think you remember. I have boots of flying, so I'm going to look over at Melissa and be like, "Is it okay if I carry you?"
She goes, "Of course."
All right, let me get it. I guess what's the best scenario for this? I'm going to carry you like a sack of potatoes, but not over my shoulder, but in my arms. Just come over here, get in my arms. And we're going to fly up to that platform up there, and I'll point down south.
All right. And so she lets you pick her up.
All right. And I'll just, I guess, fly on down here if I don't get attacked.
Okay.
So I'll fly up and then fly back
give
down.
give me like a DC 12 athletics.
Okay. The skills. Good.
Yeah. So you pick her up, and those boots let you fly, and you guys land safely. She goes, "Oh, I've never flown before." And then you guys start to make your way to that exit, and as you make your way to that exit, you are something in you just sort of like makes you go, "Wait, what's going on?" And you pause as flames shoot up around the entrance, and you look as this creature appears.
Imp. Oh gosh.
This massive devil
No.
with a flaming axe. When I do the voice changer, is it working?
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
Okay, cool. Hold on. Pitiful creature, so strong And yet in hell, you are nothing. You will step aside. I am the warden of Lord Bell, second in Avernus. You will give me his prize, or I will split you in half, servant of Zariel or not.
Gosh. Second in Avernus. Well, you know.
I forgot to hit the voice changer too.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I was going to tell you. It's okay. Man. Jeez. Okay. Is he bigger than Cedric?
I am way bigger than Cedric.
Oh, no. Oh, gosh, man. I really want to save this girl, but I don't know how it's even going to work. Holy jeez, that guy's big. That's like, he's gigantic. Oh, no, he's huge. Okay, he's just huge. Not gigantic. Or gargantuan. Is this thing to the west of me? Is that like a little bridge going off to like a different path? Like that little like underneath the bridge part. I see there's something like another platform to the west, just to west of me. It's like over here.
Yeah, it's like a little not platform, but it's like an island.
So like Melissa could go over here if she wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no surprise here, and I've already used my action surge, but you know what? Fuck this guy, man. Let's do it. I still got all my grit. Hopefully I can help her. Hopefully, if I die a hero.
All right.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Wise words. All right.
I will look over at her and I'll say, go to the west, get across the, well, I guess go to my right, get across the bridge.
Okay. She nods.
All right. Now all you people are going to see my real initiative roll. There it is.
Ooh. Well, he rolls an 18 because he gets a -1. And so he's more big and hulking than dexterous. So yeah, so you're gonna go first. He well, I mean, you see him here.
He does not have wings.
No.
He could probably still fly. Or shoot, laser beams or something. I don't know, probably some weird thing he's got. All right, so I will. I don't want to do that. Too close. I don't want to get closer to him, but I don't want to. I want her to get away before he gets over here. So I guess I will. Shoot, I guess I'm just gonna. Do I know when she gets to go, or?
She'll go. She can. I was gonna have her go just like on your turn.
Oh, okay. So then I'll move as she's moving then. All right. So I will go.
I'll have her dash.
So how tall is this like bone that was up in the air?
It's probably about 20 feet above where you are right now.
Okay. So if I move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, I could get on the bone up here. So I'm going to do that.
Okay.
See if I can use my range to advantage. And then I will shoot him twice.
Okay.
I will bonus action hex him. I will not use my flame helmet because I'm sure he's resistant to fire. I'm guessing.
Probably a safe assumption.
Yeah, I'll hex him.
Okay.
And then I'll attack him twice. I'll use my, I guess, do you want to tell me the AC or? I mean,
18.
I want me to wait. Okay. If I don't load lower than a 5, I'm fine. I think I'm going to just do, I'm going to do 2 sharpshooter shots. But I'm gonna spend 2 grit points so I get advantage on both my shots.
Okay.
So the D20 plus 8. So I hit. And then this is my advantage, just in case, to see if I get a crit. So no, but good thing I had advantage. And then this is my second roll. And just I'll hit, but let's see if I get a crit. No crits. All right, so I will hit twice with my sharpshooter shots. So you've already seen the damage, so I'll show you it again so you can baffle at it. Okay, yeah. 70. Ooh.
Okay.
Shoot him right in his chest.
Any fire damage in that?
No, there's no fire damage.
Okay.
Luckily, yeah. It's only if I have my helmet going, which I have to do that. That's an action to do it too. I was thinking about it, but.
All right. Hold on a second.
Burn my grit points. Oh, I forgot I also have lucky. Come on, Matt.
Get your shit together, boy.
I don't have any soul coins, sadly.
All right. All right. So you hit him. This massive chunk of flesh just comes out of his pecs, you know. And
as I do that,
I'm
gonna say it looks like you're not really a second if I can do so much damage to you. Bale's warden.
Of hell for your insolence, mortal.
Trust me, I've tasted it already.
He throws a hellish rebuke at you. I need a
Ooh.
DC 16 dexterity save.
Oh, I am proficient in dexterity save. Thank you, feats. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna make sure that maybe it's wisdom, but I'm pretty sure it's dex. So 2.
Okay. You will take half of this.
That doesn't sound nice, John. Of this.
18 fire damage.
Oh, well, that's just 9. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's it?
Yep.
Is that all you
Could've
can
been.
muster, Saruman?
That's funny. You have 120 hit points?
I have 117. No, wait, I have 120. That's right, because it's the soul charge.
Yeah. So you're down to 102. Okay. It is his turn.
Okay. Wait, now I'm down to, you said 18. That was half? Oh,
The 36 was the total, so 18
Holy
is half.
jeez. That's a lot. This guy's buff.
All right. He's gonna. What do you do? All right. He comes stomping forward and he points that giant axe at you, and from the axe comes a fireball. So I need a DC.
Oh gosh.
Yep. DC 16 dexterity save.
Come on, baby. Good to go. At least I'll take half.
Yep. So you'll take 17 or 18.
I'll come back. You kill me, John. I'll come back as a joke character. You aren't gonna like it.
Okay. And then let me make a check for the bones.
Oh, geez.
Okay, so the bones that you're on actually like crumble from the fireball, and you fall to the ground. You don't take damage because of your boots, but you kind of like superhero land, and you're back on the ground, kind of directly like 2 squares below where you currently are.
Okay, so like I'm just right here where I am though, or like am I like back here?
No, 2 squares south.
Okay,
Where
so like
you
right
were.
here.
Yeah, right there. You like land on the ground there.
Mm.
Okay, that'll be it for his turn. It is your turn.
Okay. Should I fly above the lava? That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, it occurs to you if you get knocked out of the air over the lava, that would be really bad.
Oh, trust me. Remember that we were fighting that fighting the dragon or something. We were fighting
I remember
something,
that.
and
Yeah.
what happened? Yeah, I was like, oh, we were fighting Mephistopheles' assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, sheesh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I get here, or is that like raised up?
That's so you want to use the boots to kind of fly up there.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty sheer surface. You could fly up to the those little boards if you want.
Like up here.
Yeah.
So I'll get. That's 25 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll get there and I'll take 2 shots at him again. Doing the same thing, sharpshooter, and I'm going to use 2 more grit points, which leaves me with 1 grit point left.
Okay.
And I'll mark that later, so I can just rolls now. First shot. And then next, that's a hit, correct? Because it was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, just to see if I get that nice little crit. Really nice. Dice. Oh, good thing you got the advantage, though.
Yeah. That would have been bad.
Yeah, terrible. Here's the next shot. So that's a miss. Ooh, I'm gonna lucky that. Come on, baby. There it is. Whew. All right. So I lost a luck point. I lost 2 grit points. I'll mark those off. And I'll hit him twice with the same amount of damage I did last time. So 12 plus 2. 68.
Damn. All right.
Well, it's just that 32, man. That's like what it does. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So,
and then before I finish, I will use.
Because wait, there's more.
Yeah, that's right, John. No, I guess I can't do really much that bad. Let me just double check and see if I have any. I just want to make sure. I mean, I'm terrified, so make sure I don't have anything I can use as a bonus action besides Hex. I will second wind. That's what I'll do. There you
go. Okay.
So I'll roll. Wow. Thanks, dice.
Yeah. The dice take it away.
I'd rather have more damage than more healing, I guess.
So what does that put you at?
96.
Okay.
And that is my move match. Yep. So I am done. I'll mark off everything while you kill me.
So he actually, like, it occurs to you, you have dumped a ridiculous amount of damage into this guy, and he's not, I mean, he looks hurt, but not like severely injured. What would he do? Okay, I think I know what he would do.
Why do you protect her? You have the touch of Zariel. You could walk through most of Avernus unaccosted. Step aside and let my master have his prey.
Because I'm not a villain. I'm only here because I have to be.
All right, well, he moves forward.
Hello, big demon man. Devil man.
He picks up the bone, that big chunk of shin bone or leg bone,
Yeah.
and he just throws it at you.
Oh, he's
So
helping me.
give me a DC 16 dexterity save.
17.
Okay. Okay, so you'll take 13 bludgeoning damage, basically, from all the explosion of the bone, and the boards you're standing on get crushed, and you're going to float down, and you can land anywhere in like a 15-foot, like pick of the. Let me see, like see where my mouse is. So you're gonna fall, and so you can land right here on the edge, here or
Okay.
here.
I will land here. I'm
Okay.
guessing it doesn't matter.
It does.
Well, he's got a 10-foot range. I'm positive.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 15.
He turns away from you and looks towards her.
All
It's
right.
your turn.
Well, if he looks,
Give me an insight.
yeah.
Let's try to beat like a 12.
Okay.
All right. So it occurs to you that he's not here for you. He's here for her. And if you shoot him in the back, you'll probably get a really good shot off, maybe even fire at advantage. But he's so massive that you're not sure, even unleashing everything you got, you're going to be able to take this guy down. But he seems dead set on getting her, and it occurs to you that now the portal, the exit out of here is to your left. I mean, you could just beeline out of here and let him have her, and you're probably done with this guy. Or you can shoot him in the back, and you're going to have to deal with him.
4 or 5 moments, John. 4 or 5 moments. That's what makes a hero. I'm shooting him.
All right. Good advantage on your shot.
All right, so I will do my same thing with I will use that advantage to do a sharpshooter shot again. So it'll hit, but maybe I'll get a crit. Same roll. Do you still, like, if I shoot him once, and then I shoot him again, the next shot's not with advantage, right?
No, every shot you got's with advantage right now.
Okay.
You're shooting into his back.
Well, then I'll use my bonus action this round to reload my, so I can do it like a fast reload as a gunslinger
Okay.
now. So I'm basically gonna do 3 shots with my big gun.
Okay.
But I have to waste my bonus action. So I will do 1d20 plus 8. So close. So that'll hit. And the last shot will just miss, but that'll hit. All right. So 3 hits.
Okay.
If this
the damage.
doesn't kill him, I mean, I calculate it now. Hold on. So 30 to 40. 85.
Ooh. So you just pop, 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 pop. You're just blowing huge fucking chunks of flesh and blood out of his back. And he spins around and he points that axe at you and does hellish rebuke again. So give me that DC 16 dex save.
There it is. So
Okay,
13.
so you take 19 fire.
19. Oh yeah, that's right. 19.
He looks down on you.
Mortals make no sense to me. You could have just left. Now, you will see the true power of a servant of Baal.
And you watch as the flames coming out of this dude just start to explode, and his spikes grow bigger and he gets bigger, and you watch his wounds start to knit up, and he just comes lumbering towards you, And give me a wisdom saving throw. Let's try to beat a 15.
So wisdom.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna lucky that. I'll inspiration it first. And I'll lucky it if it doesn't make it after that. Because I definitely want to make this. The last one. I'm gonna drink a shot to boost, even though I'm not in the Sacred Halls of Boost right now, but no.
Okay. You are filled with just absolute terror, and you realize this is it. You got nothing. You just unloaded the fury of the gods into this thing.
I did like 300 points of damage. Yeah.
You would have killed there's dragons that would have gone down at that volley. And this thing is just coming at you nonstop. And now it's healed and bigger. And it just comes lumbering towards you, bro. And you actually just kind of like stumble back. And that's what the wisdom saving throw was just your resolve. And you realize it's over. This is it. And I'm just curious, no action per se, but like, what are your last thoughts?
Oh man. My last thoughts, I guess, would be, I guess, kind of like a flash of my life. So basically like my life flashing before my eyes. But I wouldn't see the moments where I conceded myself and gave in to dark-ish powers and stuff like that. I would see the moments I would see the moments in Barovia when we had camaraderie with each other. I would see the moments from our campaign now, meeting back up with Shavin and Cedric, however, distant I was in that, in that interactions, but them seeing me and being able to see them again alive. And then lastly, I would think about Melissa and how that now I wasn't able to save her, even with all of the power that I have. And I guess my final moment would be kind of that same moment I had in Barovia when I was facing down the Dracolich or the skeleton dragon. Would just be like a moment where I'm just a defiant, like I would just say fuck off, and I would just I would try and pull out my pistols and try and get more shots off as I'm going down.
So you watch in sort of slow motion as that axe comes up in the air.
This is your immortal.
And that axe starts to come down, and in like slow motion, you see Melissa behind him on that little island you sent her to, and she's like holding her hand out, like screaming. And you start to pull your gun out, and you even just your warrior's reflexes, you're not gonna get aimed and shot done in time. And that axe is coming down, and then there is this flash before your eyes of steel, and you feel this hot liquid on your face, and you like feel it and look down, and it is bubbling devil's blood. And you look up at this guy, and he's still got his axe kind of out, and he's just swaying. And you watch as he splits in two and falls over. And then this figure with wings lights down to the floor. And you recognize Albedo, Mephistopheles' servant, the one you defeated in the arena.
Oh, wow.
And she lands and holds her hand out to get you back on your feet.
I take it.
She goes, "Wow, Reggie, you've really got yourself into something this time, haven't you?" And we'll pause there for a bathroom break.
Okay. Oh man.
All right, so we're back from the break, and Albetta, the servant of Mephistopheles, the Lord of Cania, Devil Prince, some consider to be one of the most powerful wizards and beings in general in the universe, whose eyes are in your head. She stands in front of you, and she, in a single stroke, took out that creature. Do me a favor, give me a DC. Is very high. It's not going to hurt you if you fail it, but it's something I want to know if you could pass it. A DC 18 insight roll.
Oh, not good. No, of course not, because I rolled a 17.
All right, leave that where it is.
I would look at her and be like, well, I'm really glad you didn't use that kind of power when you were fighting us.
Oh, that's nothing. I just had the drop on him.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, I can't be here for very long because this is Zariel's lair of hell, and there's like a whole agreement between the different principalities that run this place. But my lord just told me to tell you he thinks you're hilarious, and he's sorry you can't hear him laugh, but he really likes your jokes, and he just didn't want to see you die. He kind of likes all the things you've been showing him.
That's good. I'm glad that Mephistopheles enjoys, and I'll be like, I'll put a thumbs up to my eyes, and I'll be like, yeah.
She goes, you really should be careful though. This is a very dangerous place. You should probably get rid of her.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
She goes, well, then keep her
unless
close.
You can take her somewhere where she'll be safer. That's not gonna happen.
You're immortal, so you don't understand just how much power it took just to get me here without Zariel knowing that Mephistopheles breached the protocol. And I can't be here for very long.
Well, thanks for helping me out, but I can't get rid of this woman. I've already done too much to help her out, and I do not want to subjugate her to whatever Baal is going to, what he's going to do to her.
She's a pure soul. He will do terrible things.
Exactly.
Bel is known for the pleasure he takes in corrupting the innocent.
No one will be corrupted like I have been. Not while I still draw breath.
She kind of laughs a little bit, kind of an anime tiki laugh. And she goes, oh, Reggie, you were already a little dark when those dark powers found you. She's a pure soul. Those are worth a lot to devil princes in hell.
I see what you're saying. But I'm not going to give her up to any of the devil princes or princesses.
Well, that's your business, I guess. Just trying to look out for you.
I do appreciate it.
She goes, hey, the boss wanted me to tell you, he understands when the time comes, if you got to do what you got to do. I don't know what that means, but he said to make sure I told you.
I understand. Thanks, Mephistopheles. I feel like we got to think of a good nickname for you, though.
He doesn't like nicknames. You got to say his whole name right.
Never mind. I didn't say that.
I've watched him kill a lot of people for that.
Nope, no nicknames.
All right. She starts to actually fade away. She goes, oh, that's my cue. Good luck. And she turns to the girl and she's like, I hope you survive. And she fades away.
So we got lucky there, Melissa. That it's a little note to me. I have one of the devil princes. His eyes are in my head, so we got lucky. But in the end, I'm sure you're going to most likely go to Baal. I'll do the best I can as I have, but as you could definitely tell there, I was dead.
I've never had anyone try so hard to help me before.
Well, let's hope that my efforts aren't in vain.
So the exit from this sort of, and you're like, you can tell you're like inside some kind of mountain or catacombs or who knows what, but
is that axe still there or is it gone?
The axe he had,
yeah,
it's like massive. It's like a tree.
Okay, I got 12 strength.
It ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I just wanted to see if like I wasn't for me. I'd come back. Maybe that'd be a good peace gift for Cedric. Hey, Cedric, I know I took your stuff, but here's a big old fire axe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe.
If I can't take it, that's all. I'll tell her. I was like, let's go. Come.
All right. So the two of you walk out of the chamber, and you're actually surprised by what you see next, because what you see next is not something you thought you would see in hell. You see kind of a beautiful scene. You're standing on a cliff, and the cliff overlooks a great valley that stretches as far as the eye can see. There's a river of some kind. You're not sure. It's not lava, but you don't know the quality of the water from this high up. But the way this blazing, you don't know that you can call it a sun even, but like this orb in the sky is sort of sending its red light off of it. It's actually beautiful. And but it's hot, and the air is dry, and you hear occasionally sounds in the distance that are explosions, and those explosions become screams. And as you make your way down this mountain, it takes you around to the other side, and then you see in the far distance a great battle raging on. And you've seen a similar scene to this before, and you know what you see in the far distance is a battle of the blood war. The war between the demons of the abyss that represent the chaotic elements of evil, and their nearly endless war with the devils of hell, which represent sort of the orderly aspects of evil. And you've seen devils and demons fight before, but you haven't seen this scale of a battle before. And it's absolutely horrendous. You watch as the demons, which are more feral, they're more monstrous, they go raging forward in great numbers. And you watch as the devils, who are armored, they have weaponry, they have war machines, they use better tactics, and they manage to sort of hold back this wave of chaotic evil monsters. But as the demons die, their bodies dissipate.
Yep.
And as the devils die, their bodies lay on the ground. And you know that's because when a devil dies in hell, it is truly dead. Whereas when a demon dies in hell, it reforms eventually in the abyss to come back another day.
The most noble evil race, or evil people. Even though they're evil, they're still dying to protect everybody. I mean, it might be a little selfish. I'm sure they're probably trying to protect themselves, but at the same time, they're doing this endlessly.
So you guys, Melissa just hides her eyes after a little while. She almost can't continue to watch. And y'all continue.
Sorry,
she goes, I don't understand. I don't understand any of this.
This is the blood war. An infinite war that goes on and on and on. One day the demons might actually push through. If they do, then the prime material plane is in great jeopardy, and they will pour into all realms, destroying hell, the plane you are from, the plane I am from, everything.
You've explained it well to her, but it's like you're explaining astrophysics to like somebody who's never studied normal physics. Like,
I'm trying to like describe it, so I'm trying to calm her down by describing it. So she's trying to get her to
I'm glad you know what's happening here. I just miss my home so much. Reginald, is it terrible to say, if I knew what the horrors of this place were, I might have let my brother die instead of taking my own life as part of that deal to save him?
Not at all. That just makes you human.
So you guys continue on for quite a while down this mountain. And then you guys round this one corner, and I didn't put it in here. I forgot to. You literally walk around this corner, and there's this group of devils with pitchforks and wings and scales, and they all turn and look at all of you, the two of you, as you come forward, and they all start sniffing. And one of them says, "Leave him be. He is a warlock of the master. She will have our heads if we touch him." Because, are you bringing her to the mistress as a gift?
Yes.
What a sweet gift. And he steps aside, and then the rest do as well.
Once we get past them, I'll let her know. Be like, I'm not really going to bring you as a gift.
She kind of squeezes your arm. She's like one step behind you at all times at this point. So you guys travel forward for a long time, man. And like at a certain point, you realize you're just wandering. Like you don't know where you're going. You don't know exactly how to find Zariel. And as you're kind of thinking, like, do I reach out to her? She never answers when I reach out to her, but maybe here she would, like those kind of thoughts are running through your head. You're walking through this valley, and you see a very familiar figure walking towards you. Slender, with fine nobleman's robes. You watch as Rahadin,
Oh my gosh.
the elven chamberlain of Strahd Vanzarovich, comes walking towards you. And you see that his eyes, like yours were at one point, are gone. And you also notice that there's no longer souls clinging to him screaming. Because if you do recall, he, everywhere he went, would have the sounds of the many hundreds, if not thousands, of people he's killed in his life, haunting him. But he walks up in front of you in your path, and he bows very deeply. He says, "Lord Reginald, I thought I sensed a familiar spirit here in Avernus. I had hoped it was my lord, but I cannot sense him anymore. Tell me, what became of my brother, Count Strahd Vanzarovich, after you and your party murdered me?"
We found him in Castle Ravenloft. We killed him in his vampire form. He wandered off to his coffin. When we found that, I plunged a staff, or stake, as you would say, straight into his heart. Chauvin cut his head off, while Cedric burned his body to a crisp.
Give me an intimidation roll.
Yeah.
Speed of 15.
Nope. I can't intimidate anybody.
Which is hilarious because you can kill everybody. So he sort of listens to you while you say all those things. And he goes, "Lord Reginald, if I did not know any better, I would think you are gloating right now. But a man of your nobility and stature would not debase yourself so, I am certain."
I just look at him like, I honestly wasn't gloating. I was just telling you the truth. It seems that you are paying your penance right now.
He smiles broadly. Would you believe not having all of those souls following me around crying about their deaths? I actually find Avernus to be a bit of a holiday.
Well, as long as you're actually contributing to something greater and not hurting innocent people anymore.
Innocent people? You believe such a thing even exists? That explains a lot.
I do. There are innocent people in this world. There are what I have just learned, I'm sure I've heard it before, but there are pure souls in our realm.
And what does it mean to be a pure soul, I wonder?
I couldn't tell you. I know that I'm not one.
In that regard, we are indeed kin. Well, my lady, I congratulate you on your status as a pure soul. And you didn't tell him that you were referring to her, by the way, and you catch that.
Yeah.
He goes, but it is a shame you never got to meet my lord and master and adopted brother. I think he would have liked you very much. Because, Reginald, what are you doing here? You're not dead.
I'm here to see Zariel.
The ruler of this realm.
Yes. Could you possibly point me in her direction?
I will if you do me a single favor. A small favor.
What is that?
Tell me again how my lord died. But do not tell the tale as if you are an enemy. Tell me the tale that I know is the truth. That he did not die a coward. That he fought you all with nobility. Tell me the truth of his death. That you feared his ability to defeat you until the very end.
You're right. We did fear. We were hard-pressed to kill your brother when he was in his vampire form. We did so, but it was at a cost. I mean, as you can tell, I stand here before you in Avernus, a man with a demon arm, devil eyes, and the ability to summon hellhounds. It was not, Barovia did not make us leave good men for killing your brother. You would say that possibly he left his own mark upon each and every one of us. But in the end, your brother did die in his coffin. And I will say that it was only in the final moments before he would be resurrected that we were able to take him down.
Ah, Strahd, you have done your family proud. Thank you, Sir Reginald, for that. You have brought a great deal of pleasure to me in a place that it is difficult to find such good news. I had hoped his soul would find its way here and that we could be reunited in the afterlife, but I'm sure the dark powers of Barovia would not let such a soul as his pass to such a place as this. I wonder if I will ever see him again. Well, that's neither here nor there. I can lead you to your lady's floating tower, though I cannot promise that she will invite you in. That is your business. But I know where it is.
and show us the way, please.
Follow closely. There are many dangers ahead. And if you had not done well in this encounter with me, the DM would have made you fight more shit. So, one second.
I never thought about that. I mean, Strahd he left his mark on all of us. I mean, we won, but did we?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Radine leads you for hours through the difficult landscape of Avernus. More than once, he makes you hide, wait as lumbering creatures walk by. You see a group of those devils that are on the nightmares go by, like they're looking for something. But eventually, he leads you to a valley where a giant black obelisk type structure is floating. And he bows to you and he says, "This is where we part ways, Lord Reginald. I hope to see you again someday."
I hope that day never comes.
Wiser words you could not have chosen, my friend. Fare thee well.
One last question before you leave, Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a devil?
Now, why would I go and demote myself like that? And,
Reginald might let off like a soft, like not like a chuckle, but like a like a kind of a
yeah. And he sort of saunters off. And you turn, and this is what you see floating in the valley. This massive structure.
Well, I don't really see any stairs, so it's possible I'm going to have to carry you again, Melissa. I'm not sure, but let's get closer and see.
Okay, Reginald. So you guys move up closer?
Yeah, just so I can get like underneath it or something.
Yeah. You're kind of like surprised that you don't see any devils around. You would assume that if this is Zariel's base, there would be devils all over the place, but you see some creatures flying in the far distance. You see things kind of far off, but there's nothing near the actual tower.
She doesn't need protection.
So as you get closer, what's your intentions? How do you want to try to get in?
So I guess the first thing would just be, I've reached out to her before and she hasn't answered, but I'm pretty sure, let me just double check, but I'm making sure that I have the spell as a warlock. I think it's a cleric. Yeah, I don't have that. But I guess I will beckon, I would just call out to her once we get closer, yelling her name, and letting her know that I'm here. Okay. And that she would meet with me.
Okay. Cool. So you send that sort of message out and you watch as this set of runes on the ground directly underneath this tower light up. And they just sit there, this like circle of glowing runes just sort of pulsating.
Duroth flashbacks. Anyway, yeah, I will walk towards them, and I know I've seen teleportation circles before, so I know what this would be, and I'll tell Melissa to come with me and walk through.
Okay. So you and Melissa walk forward and step on these runes, and the world sort of falls away, and you are inside this building, and there are long hallways. It's strange. It's almost like being in a church, not a devilish, floating battle station.
Yeah.
but you don't know how high up you are because you can't see outside, but you certainly get a sense of elevation, like you didn't teleport into the first level, like you're somewhere high up in the structure. But you walk down these hallways, and then you hit this one hallway that is filled with stained glass windows, 3 on your left and 3 on your right. And the first one to your left, the stained glass looks like this.
So cool.
And then
Matt knows what's going on, but
and then you turn to your right, and you see these 3 stained glass windows that look like this. And give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. So this reminds you very much of what happened to you on the shores of the River Styx, right where Hell and the Abyss meet. Because you know the woman here is Zariel.
Yeah.
And you essentially like died or almost died.
Yeah.
And she saved you and turns you into her champion or a warlock of hers. And though this isn't meant to represent you, obviously, it's some type of melee type fighter or something like that. 2 of them, actually. You have a sense that maybe she's done what she did with you before.
You gotta send me this image because that's so cool. Both of them.
And then as you get to the end of the hall, you and Melissa find yourself standing before this door.
There's like a knocker.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look over at Melissa and say, Melissa, be sure to not talk at all. I'm sure you wouldn't going to talk at all anyway, but we're about to meet a lady of the 9 hells, the first layer, Avernus, her name, Zariel. We're about to meet her, and I do not know how this encounter is going to go. I will ask you this. I will do what I can in these next moments, but listen to what Zariel says. For you are dead, Melissa. There is no going back to the material plane. No matter how much you want to go, there is no way there. I can return because I am mortal and I have not died yet. My soul is not tethered to any of the princes of hell. So, I don't want to ask you this. I don't want to ask this of you, but no, you would find possibly no greater demon lady to serve than Zariel. If that is what you would like to do with this next part of your unlife, then please offer yourself to her. I can tell you it'll be a better afterlife than Baal would give you.
Need a very high persuasion roll.
Yeah, I know. Ooh, but I have disadvantage. Oh, I'm using inspiration.
Okay. All right. So,
So I mean, you know what I'm trying to say to her? I'm trying to say to her, like,
yeah.
hey, you're dead. Like, you're not going back.
No,
to
you're giving her the
thing.
hard truth, right?
Yeah, like this is the hard facts.
Yeah. Well, you rolled the roll. The dice decideth the story, or at least a third of it, right?
Yep. It's a good thing I said the inspiration.
She starts crying, and she hugs you tightly for a long time. And she goes, I don't want to stay here, Reginald. I don't want to be any devil princess's servant. but you protected me with your own life. And if it was not for you, I know I would already be in the clutches of this Bell creature. If you tell me that this woman is a preferable fate than what he would have for me, I will gladly offer myself to her. I will do whatever you tell me to do. You've been a true friend and a hero to me. And she kisses you on the cheek.
I guess I'll roll a charisma check for Reginald. Is he going to blush or is he going to maintain his composure? Nope, he blushes a little bit. But he just looks at her and just, he would just say, thank you, Melissa. Like you have said, there is no better fate. And as you can see by the stained glass, she serves her patrons well.
She just seems like she doesn't really 100% understand even everything.
Yeah, she serves her servants like she serves like she she not serves, but she's
like a fair mistress. Or
she's fair. She's fair. I would say she's lawful. Like she's a lawful person.
Yeah, she just kind of nods and goes quiet. Seems like she's just going to follow your lead.
I'll have that Aragorn moment where I'm just push open the doors.
Okay. So you swing these doors open, and it opens into this sort of spacious throne room. And there's some light come through, though it's more red than what this picture looks like. And there's this sort of balcony at the end overlooking, Avernus, first layer of hell. And there's a figure, a lone figure inside this room that's staring out over that expanse. And as you walk in, this figure turns around and you are standing before Zariel, the princess of Avernus. And she says, let me see if I can get this to work. 1 second.
Ah, Reginald, you have returned to me. And yet, I do not have 1,000 souls.
Lady Zariel, I have brought you gifts. Gifts from two demon princes of the abyss. Gifts that when combined would give you everything you have in me. Someone who could get you more than 1,000 souls. Faster. I offer these gifts to you. And in replace, I ask only one small favor. Release me from my contract.
Lay them before the throne, silly boy. Let me see what you have brought.
So I will place the gun and the crown before her throne.
She doesn't move from her perch, but she does kind of look over her shoulder at the items. And you get the sense that she's really staring them down, And she turns away from you, looking back over the expanse, And
Reginald, you are a soldier, correct?
As I am, my lady.
Do you know what furlough is?
Reginald sure does, but Matt does not in this moment.
It's when a soldier has been in a campaign for quite a while, and they take a break to gather their thoughts and energy for the battles ahead. You have caught me on furlough, which I rarely take. Even a commander must do so. Though I love battle, it does me good to occasionally step back and think of next steps.
I would agree.
You know of the Blood War, right?
I do, my lady. I have seen it just on my way to see you.
What you saw here on your way was nothing. A small skirmish. I have watched tens of thousands of the demons of the abyss and the devils of hell clash. Though we tend to wipe them away 10 to 1, still they come, the endless hordes. And when they kill us, we are dead, truly dead. How do you defeat such an enemy, Reginald?
Must defeat them by having greater numbers than the infinite.
So you would say, to win, we must produce more numbers than our infinite enemy can produce.
I would say that not only of that, you, as devils, you have leaders like yourself, generals, people who can provide strategy. The demons are chaotic, unruly, unorganized. Theirs is just a blood feud. So not only numbers, but trained individuals as well.
I told you we killed them 10 to 1 in most battles. It is because of our discipline, our equipment. It is because we are greater fighters than them. But their advantage is a near insurmountable one. They simply die and come back in greater numbers every time. So our one possible defense is to produce more soldiers. Do you know what I was before I was the Queen of Avernus?
Judging by the panels out there, you were an angel, my lady.
I was not like the other angels, Reginald. Much like you, there was a darkness in my heart, though I wished to do good. I loved battle, especially with the demons. Slaying them was my greatest joy, and I spent eons destroying them. But the commanders of the heavens would never commit to the battle strategy that I believed would end all of this chaos. The forces of hell and heaven should join together and invade the abyss in the same way that the demons of the abyss invade hell. Does that not seem a rational strategy to you?
It does indeed.
And yet my commanders, archangels, powerful as the gods, were afraid. They said there are dark powers within the abyss that had yet to show themselves, and that if we invaded their realm and awoke them, it could end everything. It is foolishness. Kill a demon and the abyss, it is dead, just as a devil that dies in hell is. That is why kind of pauses and looks back out over the expanse. When Asmodeus reached out to me, I took the meeting. Do you know who Asmodeus is?
Yes. I don't know if I do or not. I don't have any religion, so.
I doubt you would.
Yeah, no, I do not know who Asmodeus is.
Asmodeus is the king of all of hell. And here in this realm, he is greater than a god. He assigns the rulership of each layer of hell. And he asked me, though it was Bel's by right, to assume the role of Queen of Avernus. I said to him, "You are a fool to ask an angel such a task." And he responded to me with truth, though it came from the lips of a devil, that there is no greater enemy to the demons of the abyss and the whole multiverse than Zariel. And he would gladly give me rulership over this realm if I would do but the one thing I am destined to do above all others: destroy the demon hordes. And thus I accepted, an angel, now a queen in hell. So, Reginald, when I told you to get me 1,000 souls, I was telling you to give me soldiers. You have sent me a couple hundred. Your task is far from done. I will take these trifles you have brought me. They are not unimpressive, but I want my soldiers. So,
My lady, what if I brought you a pure soul?
this woman who has the scent of Baal on her?
Yes.
Tell me, Reginald, what would you have me do with this woman?
I have heard from sources down here about what you can do with a pure soul, how powerful it is. Would not a pure soul amount to my debt paid? You could use this woman, train her as a warrior. I'm sure she would equal 100 of me. And 100, if not 1,000 souls in herself.
All right, give me a persuasion roll.
Man. Oof. Well, I'm not going to make it with a disadvantage anyway, so yeah, that's it.
Reginald, your words do weigh on me. I could turn her into one of my Valkyries. She would be quite powerful for the corruption that it would be necessary to inflict upon her would become strength she could draw on in battle.
Right, that's one of those things we're up for tonight.
She has been spoken for by my rival, Bell. Perhaps giving her to him would help our relationship function better. Or, what if we stop the dance? And instead of you giving me her, you give me you, and I will let her walk away from Avernus.
You will send her home?
I will send her to the Elysian Fields, where perhaps she will be found by one of the servants of the gods of good.
Done.
Really? It's a shame it's not in my power to actually do that.
Then why would you offer it?
Because I'm on furlough, Reginald, and a little bit of teasing and entertainment is due me after all the battle I have seen. Well, you have brought me your trifles. I accept. And she kind of stares.
She kind of stares at you, and she says, "Come here, closer."
Okay, I will come closer.
Remove that sash around your eyes.
I'll remove the sash. I mean, I have no room to talk, so yeah, if we'll do whatever she says.
Oh, Mephistopheles, my rival. You have foolishly brought me a gift. Reginald, we have a new deal. I'm going to release you from what you owe me, for you have brought me something that is truly worth more than your single soul. You have brought me the eyes of one of my rivals. You will willingly grant me this, and I will release you from our contract.
Okay, yeah, so instead of being committed to you, then I'm gonna have Mephistopheles coming after me. That's good. I will ask her, I mean, I'll look at her and be like, I'll say, if I gave these to you, my lady, that would only make Mephistopheles upset with me. I'm sure that you can easily contend with Mephistopheles being in your realm, but I, as a mortal, would not be able to handle him as well.
All right, give me a persuasion roll.
That's going to be a disadvantage, so it's going to be great. Oh.
You say these words as if I care. Reginald, you are my warlock. You are my servant. I am offering you something that I do not have to offer you. With my power, I could compel you. But if you give me those eyes willingly, there's a certain weight that carries in the universe. It gives me a small degree of leverage over Mephistopheles. I'm sure that he won't care about you once you no longer possess his eyes. You are just a mortal, after all.
I mean, from what I know about Mephistopheles, he seems like he'd be pretty vindictive about that. mean, no. Like from what John, from what I've seen, he's pretty vindictive. Like he'll send what's her face to come kill us all. Like he just literally just did it to save his eyes, most likely.
What do you remember about what Alberto said before she left?
Gosh, I don't remember. She said, "Good luck." I know she said that. What did she say?
She said, Mephistopheles said, do what you have to do. He understands.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if that is 100% true, my lady, then I see no reason to hold on to these any longer. Here, take the eyes.
She doesn't wait for you to like say here. She grabs your head and she reaches with her fingers and pulls them out. I need a DC 16 Constitution save.
At least I can do this, maybe. I'm good at these. There we go. There's the roll.
Okay. So you're just going to take 10 damage, psychic, whatever.
Ouch.
And she pulls the eyes out, and you can't see this now because you're blind. But she's like, oh yes, well, hold on.
Well, I'm not, I think I can still see because I think I can still, I have sockets now is basically what it is. That's how the dark.
Oh, because of your dark power.
It gets rid of my sockets.
Oh, that's good. Because I was like, oh, he's going to walk through hell blind now.
Yes. What a fine gift you have brought to me, Reginald. I release you of our contract for now, but I will let you call on me one more time in your life, and I will hear you and I will answer if your intent is to offer your soul.
I'm just taking note of that.
And she turns and she goes back to looking out over the balcony. And then she turns one last time, You're
friends with that wizard, Northern Canaan, correct?
Yes.
His Tower of Urn is on the other side of the valley. It displeases me that he camps so closely to my tower. Tell him to leave.
I will do my best. He is a very powerful wizard.
Tell him to leave, Reginald.
Yes, my lady. I do want to ask, am I now free of my burden?
She doesn't turn back around, but you feel a little different.
Oh, yay. I guess I'd just try and do some magic, from my hand, try and do a prestidigitation or something.
Nothing.
Thank you, Zariel. I have one more favor to ask. And I know that I have no right to ask it. What of Melissa, the woman behind me?
Zariel doesn't turn around. The woman is your problem. Deal with her on your own.
Is it in your power to send us back to the material plane?
She doesn't turn around or respond.
All right. Well, farewell. I hope that our paths do not cross again. But good luck in stopping the demons. I'll just turn around and...
She does kind of nod, but you see it from behind,
Yeah.
But she does kind of nod when you say that about the demons.
Yeah, so I'll I'll just turn around because she's like not even looking at me. So I'll turn around and motion Melissa to come with me.
She follows.
And I'll go back to the same place I saw and I guess portal down.
Yeah.
Now at this moment, I'm like, I don't know where to go. Well, no, I do. I'm going to go to the Tower of Mordenkainen.
Okay.
She said that it was there, so I'm going to head that direction.
Okay. Melissa's following behind you. She goes, What just happened?
Have you ever heard of a warlock, Melissa?
No.
Have you ever seen a magic user?
A wizard came through our village years ago and did some tricks, and I've seen clerics knit some wounds, but
So the magic that I used came from that being we just saw, that devil, Zariel. I made a pact with her, like a contract, and she gave me power if I was able to give her souls in exchange. I did so under duress. I was about to be killed by all those evil things you saw out there before. But that is what a warlock is, and I am now free of that contract and free of that burden.
well, that's good, isn't it?
It's good for now, but we are still in hell, and I still have my own personal hell to go back to when I'm regrouped with my party.
Where are we going now?
We're going to a wizard's tower out in the area that she just, I guess, showed us. There is a wizard's tower here, a wizard I know named Mordenkainen. It is possible that he could help us both leave this place.
I've never been led by a blind man before, but lead on.
I'm not blind. I see just as well as you do. I just don't have eyes. And at that point, I'll kind of put the blindfold back on so she doesn't have to see it.
All right. So you guys go through the valley for a little while, and then eventually you find yourself approaching this tower here. And here's what's crazy, bro.
What?
I didn't make this shit up. If you read Descent in Avernus, Mordenkainen has a tower in Avernus
That's so cool.
called the Tower of Erm.
Well, that makes sense because he was
Yeah.
studying him.
I was like, "Are you serious?" Like,
That's
I
badass.
had to make sure that the tonight's adventure, kind of brought that into the mix.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I will head that way, and I'll head. I'm sure there's a door. Hopefully, if not, I'll fly wherever I can to get in.
Okay. So as you move towards it, you watch as this figure that was standing on one of those balconies jumps off, and lightning's crackling off of this figure, and it lands in front of you. And this figure says,
Halt.
I'm halting. I'll make sure I have
You
my
would approach Lord Mordenkainen's tower.
I am Lord Reginald Walden. I have come to seek aid from Mordenkainen. Mordenkainen knows me. I am a friend and ally.
give me a persuasion with advantage.
Just a straight roll. I don't want to fight animated Thor. Oh no. I will spend a lucky to get it. Hopefully this time. Nope. I'm gonna have to fight Thor. Animated Thor.
Turn around. You are not welcome here. You are no friend of my lord.
Maybe if you contact him and ask him, that's what you would know.
Give me another persuasion.
Gosh dang it. I'll spend my last lucky to see if I can get this to work. Oh,
All right. So he sort of his eyes roll back in his head, and there's some crackling of lightning around him. And then after a little bit, he says, "Very well. Follow me."
Follow him. It's a good thing I didn't have to tell him what the square root of 0 was.
So this being leads you to the tower, and you walk in after he says some words and the door opens. You notice on the edges there's devils gathered, but they're like kind of got their arms folded and their wings folded, and they're just kind of like crouching back forward. There's like droves of them, hundreds of them, and it's almost like they're looking up at the tower waiting. You don't know what that's all about, but they're not approaching, but they're just kind of waiting. They don't look aggressive either. It's strange. You go into the tower, and it very much looks like a wizard tower. It does not look like anything from the landscape of hell. And sitting there, drinking from a bit of elvish wine, you see Mordenkainen. And he looks up and says, "Well, I've seen a lot of things in my thousands of years, but this is going to top it. I never thought I would see you here, Reginald."
Yes, I have come to free myself of Zariel, Mordenkainen. I am a warlock and I have a pact with her no longer. Came at great cost. And I'm sure that I haven't paid fully for that cost yet, but I will.
He holds a hand up, and these magical runes sort of appear around his hands, and he closes his eyes and opens them. He goes, "My boy, you've done something I did not think was possible. You have freed yourself from the devils of hell. A void lays in you now. It will be interesting to see what fills it." He goes, "The price you have to pay, though, is not from the devils in hell. It's from the friends in your party. I have no doubt that they are furious with your decisions. They may not want to ever see you again."
If that is the case, I will leave and do what I can to make the world a better place. And if that is also the case, I will do my best to assist you outside of that party in stopping Vecna.
Well, that's the thing that matters the most right now. Whatever we must do to stop Vecna from regaining his power as a god. No matter the cost, no matter the ethics, that is what we all must do.
I have a favor to ask of you, Mordenkainen, and this isn't the first favor I've asked for today, and it probably won't be the last, I'm sure, but you see I have a woman with me. Her name is Melissa. I met her on the River Styx with the ferryman. She is what you would call a pure soul. And
strays, are we?
Yes. You understand, being a hero, I guess being a man like myself, I could not let a woman be taken to the devil Baal as she is. She made a deal with him, but I do not believe that this deal was contracted or in person. I believe it was more of a spite of the moment, spur of the moment situation. She saved her brother.
You're close. He clearly convinced her to commit suicide. Did he not, woman? And she started crying. He goes, "If a devil convinced someone to kill themselves, it creates a bit of a pseudo contract. It's not binding, but if the soul dies, it will find itself in hell, and if the devil can get his hands on it, a powerful being can be created, a powerful slave. Though with Bel, I doubt that was his intent. It was probably much more vulgar, what he intended."
I agree. He has hunted me down ever since I protected her.
Why would you do such a thing? A foolish and stupid thing, mind you. You could have made your way straight to Zariel and done your business without this woman. What made you decide to protect and help her?
Because she does not deserve her fate. She did so only to help her brother. If it would have been a murderer, a pickpocket, or somebody who had done it to gain fame or fortune, I would have let them go straight to bail. This woman is innocent. She only did what she did to save her sick brother.
He seems to weigh your words. All right, then. We'll drop her off in one of the celestial planes on our way back to the prime material. I can't say what'll happen to her, but it'll be a great deal better than what would happen to her here. If you have anything to say to her before we go, I would do it now.
I'll go over to her and I'll just say, I hope that's where your road leads, Melissa, that it's is in greener pastures than this one. I have done my best, and I sure hope it was enough.
Melissa hugs you.
I'll hug her back.
She goes, outside of my mother and father and brother, no one has ever shown me so much care as you, Reginald. I wish I could have known you in my mortal life. I will never forget you or your kindness, and I will tell any who will listen of the hero that you are.
Thank you.
Mordenkainen goes, well, this is disgusting. Let's be on with it.
Oh, and one more thing. It wasn't a part of my contract or anything at all, but Zariel wanted me to let you know that you need to vacate her plane.
He waves his head. He goes, I come and go as I please, and I just so happen to be wanting to leave right now, so whatever. He goes, these devil principalities think they can command an archmage. Audacity of it all.
I don't really know who's more powerful, but I'm sure you are.
Well, and I wouldn't want to fight her here, but she wouldn't want to fight me on the prime material, let me tell you that. He goes, let's be on with it. And Reginald, could I offer a small bit of advice?
Yes, Mordenkainen.
Stop being such a damned idiot. And he slams his staff down, and the Tower of Erm disappears from the hills. Whoa. And that is where we end tonight's session.
Whoa! Whoa! That's so cool. I thought he was just going to leave, but he's left with his tower. That's cool. I wish I was a wizard that I was that strong.
Well, good job, buddy. Hope you liked it.
Thanks. Yeah, it was great, John. It was awesome. I hope that everybody else enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Now it's just up to next week when I come back to the party, and then we'll see.
We'll see what happens. We'll see.
So I guess, what do you want me to do character-wise?
So how many levels in the Warlock did you have?
I have 3 levels in Warlock.
Okay, you can replace those with anything you want.
Okay.
So you have 3 levels to rebuild him.
I mean, probably will just be fighter, but I don't know.
It's up to you.
Maybe
100% up to you.
I'm just trying
whatever
to
whatever you pick, it just has to make sense, right?
Yeah, like I was thinking, like I don't think there's any theme I could do. I have to change it to anything else.
You can change it to cleric. That would make sense if you find your faith again in the forge. Like your old self coming back. I can see you.
What
just
do you
levels in the fighter? You got 3 levels, so
yeah. I would say, what do you think about? I guess is a big ask, but what do you think about me coming back as an artificer, like 14 level artificer?
Totally fine.
Like 14 levels of artificer?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's totally fine.
I'll send you.
Yeah, think about it. Let me know what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll send again. Like there's a PDF that it's basically I'll just still be a gun person, but I'll send you a